Hey! Alright. Alright. Let me get a link. Yeah, send the message. Let's make sure we got some people. Share the stream if you can. Share the stream on any groups that you think will, appreciate dinosaur stuff. I'm about to get some music going here. I don't know why I like this song. Let me know if you can't hear it, okay? In the Twitch chat or in the YouTube chat. I can see both. Let me make sure I can see both. Ah, there it is. Download for Windows. You know what? Let's open in browser. And then we'll go to restream here. Alright. We got 3 people watching. That's more than we had the last few times we streamed. Okay. Yeah, let's stop this download, because I think it's slowing down the animation. You know what? I know what would be a good idea is to go to black grid and invert the normals. Recalculate, flip direction, and then turn back facing on, and go back to Albertosaurus. And here, make sure you can see through. There you go. Now we can make it smaller. Too much bounce in my opinion, agreed. I love the bounce, but it might be too much. Yeah, it is too much, because I converted this animation over from the Gorgosaurus, and the Albertosaurus has shorter legs and much thicker body. So the proportions are different. I like to keep it this way at first, so that when I put it in engine, I can test tail physics and stuff. You need a little bit more inertial motion just to get some of that stuff going. The only dinosaur right now, the only dinosaur that has, I think, too much motion in its tail is the Epanterius, which, if you see it running, it's like a freaking lizard. It actually looks like a Komodo dragon on 2 legs when it's running, because that tail just flops like crazy. But right now we're focused on getting some very needed animations. So I made sure to convert the drinking animation over, even though it's not done. I mean, he still stretches a lot. Made sure to convert the eating animation over. Idle, roar. I actually don't think we got roar. into the engine, so we can actually do that now. You guys will get to see some in-engine content. Thanks. Eating is, it's just great when you can get that stuff just right. So we're gonna copy that to here. Whoops, whoopsie daisy. There we go. Whoops, you know what, let's do that on a frame. All right, 59. All right. I had to create this whole black grid thing because I got tired of seeing the, traditional Maya or Blender background. It's just this gradient. I wanted something that reminded me of Jurassic Fight Club. Hey, we got 5 people in the stream. Thank you guys for joining. I freaking love roar animations. Look at that neck jiggle, boys. I had to have this Albertosaurus. So I made sure to get it as soon as possible. Props to our boy Dino Ace. He does a good job on Tyrannosaurids. Really good job on Tyrannosaurids. We're gonna get his Tarbosaurus too. Alright. So I'm going to open up Unreal Engine. And I'm going to export this animation out. See if there are any other ones I need to. That needs to be faster. Everything's playing at 20 frames per second. Just let me know in the chat if you guys can't hear like the background music, because I want to make sure, it's not just a dead background. We're not going to export the battle animations yet. But what we can do is we can do... No. I've been saying Albertosaurus, that's what I mean. We're not going to have like Albertoceratops or Albertonicus or something. Not yet. They might be, NPCs, but we're not going to have those as playables from what I know right now. Okay, so I need to take this animation. Whoops. Okay. I need to take this animation and then switch over to export window and uncheck all these. Whoops, I did not need to create a new thingy for that. Hold up. Back facing on. Okay. Alright, so what I do is close that and create a new animation, pose, and call it Alberto _ AL. I think we can make it 20 frames long. And every 2 frames, we copy that pose and then we create the next one. You know what? I wouldn't mind a little bit of hip movement or torso movement for this. So we're gonna pull this down, and then we're gonna move these 2. Just so it makes it easier to bite down, because Albertosaurus doesn't have much range of motion with its claws. I'm not even sure I'm gonna give it any kind of claw attack. It has been shown, I think, scientifically that Albertosaurids use their claws in combat, unlike probably Tyrannosaurus didn't. Alright, we copy that, and we get this pose again. to this pose. And there we go. And then got to make sure I don't copy the feed over or it'll mess something up. There we go. So that's 18 frames of looking around. Actually, let's do something real quick just to make sure it doesn't interpolate in an incorrect manner. We are going to set interpolation to constant, so that way it does not change until it immediately goes to the next frame. Alright, and now we can export all those animations out into Unreal. Yeah, it's really good. What is the name of this skin? Let me look and see what he calls it. Calls it Lurker, the Lurker skin. So, yeah, I mean, it's really good. Actually, let me make sure that's all right. There. That's fine. All right. Yeah, he does a really good job with Tyrannosaurs. They feel like a good mix between what you would expect them to look like and Jurassic Park. Like, it's just so menacing. Okay, we're exporting roar and aim offset. Oops, that's not the roar we want. That's an old one. We want this one. Oh, looks like I already exported it. Never mind. I thought I didn't. We'll just export this one then. Alberto AO. Alright, well, let's go over to Unreal Engine. And I think I have to set my stream to it because you guys won't be able to see. Epic Games Launcher.exe. I still have Audacity open. Come on, where's the name of this project? UE4 Gondwana. Here we go. Fun fact, I don't think I've ever said it, but the project was actually named Gondwana first. I thought it was just going to be Gondwana. I didn't really care. So. Can you guys see it properly? I don't think you can. Let me close this game capture. I don't think you guys can see it all proper. Why is OBS in the way? Why is OBS in the way? Let me get it out of the way. Thanks, Chip, and make sure a lot of people get in the who are joining the Discord get to, you know, see it and all the stream, because that's That's what we're going for. We're going for a lot of attention. Okay, OBS is still in the way, so I'm going to... Oh, crap, I'm not recording. That's a problem. All right, so we might have missed the first part, but now I'm recording. Thank you, guys. I might just switch to window capture just because I don't know why it won't just show Unreal Engine. Okay, now let's switch to Epic. Okay. How about game capture? That's probably it, is that it can't do game capture. So let me add a game capture. Let's get rid of window capture. Now let's try to get UE4 Gondwana editor. There we go. See, guys, I'm getting good at the streaming thing. Just wait a second for it to update. Make sure everything looks good. Oh, wait, it's still using the wrong one on the actual program. So how do I switch it? There we go. Now you guys can see what I see. Thank you, Jibun. Yeah, that endless echo crap was stupid me trying to listen in on everything. Make sure you guys could hear everything all right. All right, so you can probably see in the top right of the actual window, we're getting 40-something FPS, and this isn't even full screen. So for some reason, Unreal Engine has been doing this for me for a year, that when I load up, it will automatically set the view distance to 3 or 4 or 5 times higher than what I want it to be set to. So now we're getting a much more steady FPS. And this is our little coastal environment. I just started working on it yesterday. It's a beaut. Obviously, the view distance for some of these things is actually too close. These giant rocks spawn in much closer. But, wait, you don't see it? Frick! Freaking cut to a little thingamajig that I didn't want it to cut to. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me set it back. Okay, it just set to something I did. It just set to a little window in UE4 that was talking about static mesh editors. Okay, come on. Set to this screen. Capture specific window. Alright. Maybe I'm not as good at this as I thought. Ah, this is a bunch of frickin'. Okay, how do I just capture what's on my screen? Maybe I should just kill the game capture too and just add it back. Yeah, for some reason that doesn't work. It only wanted to capture a small little window in from UE4. So let me try to add a window capture back. No, that's not gonna work. Alright, I'm gonna look it up real quick just to make sure. How to capture screen OBS. Somebody messaging. Oh no, it's time for Bug Boy. Okay, I got OBS. Don't walk me through that part. Walk me through everything. Video settings. I get it. Okay, that article wasn't helpful. Streamlabs. I might switch to Streamlabs. But I can't do it, midstream. Or rather, I won't do it midstream. Because I gotta have some consistency. Okay, article, go back! I don't think any of these articles are helpful. Alt drag to crop. Nope, that ain't helping. Let me do this real quick. Okay, I'm going to totally get rid of window capture because that doesn't seem to be helpful unless I am in Blender. Oh my gosh, is it trying to stop me? Delete it. All right. All right, now we're just gonna record my whole screen and you guys are gonna live with it. Hopefully. And transition. Freaking technology. All right. Hopefully you guys can see all the delicious beauty and goodness of it all. It's a beautiful morning. Ow. Woo! Look at them. Look at them shorelines. Boy. Hopefully you guys can see it. Windows Capture is the new villain. It's switching immediately, so I can't actually tell what's on the stream. Alright, I'm just gonna trust that it's on the screen properly, even though I can't see it. Alright, what am I playing as? After I get Albertosaurus animations in, I will play as it. No, I don't think this was the folder I was looking for. This might be it. Failed to import? I'm not trying to import a mesh. Oh, I unchecked bake animation. All right, that's dumb. I'm a dumb. Okay, we're gonna get Alberto skeleton. Oh, they're both named the same. Let me check. Good, you guys can see it. I'm gonna try and switch OBS just so I can make sure you guys can see. Ah, my eyes. Let's add an. Oh, I just removed it again. Nice. Way to go, Adrian. You're the MVP. No, that looks right already. Okay. Specific window. Let's try this again. No, why is it auto-saving? It isn't. It isn't auto-saving. It's just bringing up whatever it wants to. Can I delete it? No. What is this? I gotta be able to check some stuff, and that'll stop me from being able to do it. It's capturing the wrong part of the UE4 editor. No, it's delete it. Just delete it, guys. I'm getting kind of sick of this. Let's delete this display capture to make sure. Nope, never mind. All right. It looks like it's not getting any part of the screen. All right. It's getting the UE for Epic Games Launcher. For scaling, maybe? I think it's just not not showing it. It's kind of dumb. I guess we can't do game capture for that then. Yeah, that's not working either. What's wrong with this? I can't actually full screen it anymore. How about that? What is this? All right. Okay, let me. I guess I'm just gonna capture what's on my screen and be happy with it because I can't figure it out elsewise. All right, I guess that's okay. Now, what we're going to do, we are going to add our aim offset animations. All right, that's all 5 of them that we need. So we're going to call this, you know what, let's try to keep as much of the name as possible. CC, which is center. I'm going to call this one center down. Oh, I hear Discord noise. Still nothing. Oh, silly me. All right. This one is center up. This one is center left. This one is center right. All right. Alright, now we set them all to mesh space, and we add an idle animation to them. And I don't really care if people get to see the entire process and learn how to make their own game for themselves. I've seen people who stop streaming certain parts of the development process because it might encourage copycats or something. It's like, come on. I want you guys to see the cool stuff too. Alright. Let me get back to this restream chat. If you guys can't say anything, let me know. And we go with Albertosaurus. Albert AO underscore. How about AO aim underscore AO. Alright. Alright, now we add our aim offset here through a layered blend per bone. And we do torso. I was almost about to say torvo. Torso 1. And we want it to blend by 3 joints. In fact, you know what? Cache this pose. Cache. Why do I say cache? Loco mode. Wait. Why am I doing that? Delete this. I already got a cache. And then I use pitch where it is needed. Is the up and down. That sway. Now we add the center here. We add the center down here, the center up here, the center left here, the center right here. There we go. Looks good. No crazy additive weirdness. And now we add our yaw here and our pitch here. All right, let's see if we got everything that we need. And now we play from here. Let me move my Chinese food out of the way. You know, I'm in Redmond, Washington. It's not like where I'm from, and yet I can't find the Chinese restaurants I'm used to going to. Probably because the food here is a little bit more cultured and sophisticated. It's not really what I'm used to at all. Okay, let's do 135 and 135. All right. There you go. Oh, look at that neck, boy! Okay. That presents its own problems, and I know how to solve them. Look at that neck! Alright. First thing is to check the aim offset and make sure it's not happening in any of the extreme poses. Ooh, there it is. There it is. Alright. I guess we're gonna open it up on another axis. We want the Y. Oh, I think it's the Y. We want the twist. Alright, and we'll do the same thing for this side. If we need it. We do. Alright. Now we export it out again. And we just re-import it over the center left and center right animations. Give it a second. Please don't crash, ever. Slowing down. It crashed. It actually crashed when I asked it not to. Nicely. I might have to add up the aim offset system again. So when the aim system is put in, you turning the mouse. So when will the aim system be put in? You turning with the mouse and not just the keys? It's wherever your mouse is your camera is pointed. That's where the aim offset yeah, it's like anything you've seen with like Primal Carnage or The Isle, is where your camera is looking is where you look. But also, I had the thing where The Isle used to have a thing where when you looked at objects of interest like carcasses or water, you would point at it. I'm going to have it that when you enter into combat mode, you lock on, just like a Legend of Zelda game or something. Is it actually bringing up Unreal? Okay, it is. Woo, boy, look at my Google Chrome eating up resources. Let's close down some of this crap. All right, thank you. I need to close down this and this. Like Wolf Quest. I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever played Wolf Quest. Yeah, it's basically like what you're used to with The Isle or something, where you look around and that's where your dinosaur looks. All right, let's get back into it. No, I don't want to reopen those assets because then it might crash even more. All right. Make sure that the aim offset still works. All right. And then now we can re-import the animations and it shouldn't give us as much trouble because we're not actually playing the game. Oh, crap. I still gotta take out those parts of the frames that... Did it actually update this? Because it doesn't look like it did. Yeah, it did. That's all I need to see right there. I guess it still has some weighting issues. And now just center right. We re-import that. Is there a way to not re-import... forget it. There you go. Now let's make sure it's actually in the Anim blueprint, because I might not have saved it before it crashed. You're talking in combat mode. In combat mode, it's I guess the best way is to describe it like Legend of Zelda, because that's the the game I can think of, or Kingdom Hearts or something. When you target something, you get a little icon that lets you know that's the one you're looking at, so you don't get confused when you're in a big herd or something. And you just you walk in that direction when you press W. It will basically lead or you to it or away from it based on what you're locked onto. It seems a little too quick. I think the Albertosaurus is currently using the old tail system, which just makes the tail sway. It's not actually using, you know, a physical tail that collides with things. Crap, I got a lot of objects in this scene that don't have collision on them. To be able to test this tail physics stuff out, I need to set some of these rocks to have collision. No, we don't want it to have block all, because then it will treat it like ground, trees, or water, or food, or yeah, we need to get rid of that. And we need to block out small dinosaurs and ignore that. Yeah, that's good. Uh-oh. Did I accidentally close down my messages? Yeah, I got rid of the older ones. Alright. Alright, now we do... We're going to do some Albertosaurus tail physics. Create and assign. And since this is actually body collision, we are going to need to do single convex hull so it actually conforms to the body. I lost my chats. Alright. This to conform accurately, so we'll do it that way. Please don't crash. And we'll do 1 or 1.2, and then we'll do 20, and then we'll do 1.1, 1.1. This is what they taught me how to do, so I'm doing it. And I'll set these to kinematic. Wait, no. Right now we'll set them all to default. We might have to set them to kinematic for something later, but right now I don't think so. We're going to set the range of motion to 5, 5, and 1. The strength of the slurp, the strength linear interpolation, I think it's called. We set it to 400 apiece. All right. Not the best ragdoll, but it works for the tail physics, which we need to now set to simulated. Now, we need to go into the blueprint. The ant is... Let me just test it right now, because I'm pretty sure it is a very large ant, but you know, I don't really check that stuff before I... Whoops, no, not the physics asset. So that's it. It's about the size of the Albertosaurus's toe claw. I mean, the length of the Albertosaurus toe claw. In fact, it actually culls out if you zoom out this far. Come on, slow down. Yeah, it's pretty small. Big enough for like a D-Long to see and attack, maybe. Or Microraptor, really. Actually, let me leave him right there. Now, inside the Albertosaurus's blueprint, we're going to actually rename this to Tail Physics. We're going to set the Ragdoll Physics Actor and the actual Physics Asset. It's amazing. I've actually used the Allosaurus one by accident on so many of them, and it lines up perfectly on the Torvosaurus, which is so weird. They don't even have the same body plan. Yeah, it's a pretty big ant. Just not enough for most people to be able to see when they're playing as a certain type of dinosaur. So now we got those tail physics in. I might actually ramp up the inertia tensor scale, because that's pretty wiggly. So two things I do to, increase the strength is I bump up the angular strength. Actually, I think I might have to recompile to do that. I'm going to set this to 1200 just to be crazy, and set this to 1.15. Because, if you go up to like 1.3 with inertia tensor scale, it's going to be like freaking jello. It's a pretty big ant. There you go. It's a little more dino-y. So it took me forever to figure that out, but I figured it out like maybe a month, 2 months ago. Right before I came here, I figured it out, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. And in fact, he's too tall for me to use that rock as a test. So there you go. Not the best tail collision ever, but it serves to not be, freaking goofy and clownish, where the tails collide through everything. I don't have my FPS showing. I guess we keep eye adaptation on now that I set it properly. And we are not getting good frames because we got a lot of stuff open. Also, I did not optimize this area since it was first made for cinematics. I freaking forget how you're supposed to get out of here. You get stuck in the forest. So I'm going to speed up. Woo! Almost fell off. What that means is I'm probably going to have to clear out the forest. It's sort of kind of being worked on, but I couldn't get the icons to change on every individual dinosaur. I could get the health to change, but for some reason it's all stuck on Albertosaurus UI. So I couldn't get it to change even for the Spinosaurus or anything like that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the individual icon. Instead of being that dinosaur, I might just change the whole thing to a beating heart. And when the heart looks like really bad and withered, then you'll know you're about to die. Let's bump up the view distance to at least 2 so we can see a little bit of that greenery. I don't know why there's wheat in this field, but I like it. Oh, no. We don't actually have foot IK. We have ground alignment. So I know I'm going to have to freaking break down soon and just do all the IK for all these dinosaurs. But we just have it aligned to the terrain. And I think that covers most of the bases. Because, dinosaurs, it's not that complex. What you're seeing right now. It just calculates the direction of the ground slope it's on, and then it rotates accordingly. I was gonna do IK but I think I might do it after the game actually comes out, because then I will be able to devote more time and resources to that. So this is like you guys' first time seeing the actual whole level. This is like, I think I'm going to make this whole area Antarctica. Thanks. Yeah, it was a challenge to get that working at first. I freaking love the monkey puzzles! Oh my gosh, the monkey puzzle was the best thing I've ever modeled for this game. It's not even the best looking tree ever, but it just works. It so looks like walking with dinosaurs. I need to smooth out this area because it's really polygonal. So we're gonna take a long run to an underdeveloped area that used to be where I would film stuff. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Torvosaurus! I don't think Albertosaurus actually does any real damage. It might. So I might not even be able to fight him. 2 Torvosaurs over there. I actually turned off time of day so that it won't turn nighttime when I'm doing these demonstrations. So. I need to put in sound effects for the feet of this guy. Where is the freaking crocodile? I had a temporary crocodile in here until Raiden finishes making the new one. Yeah, the mountains in the distance is pretty freaking cool. I mean, these are obviously not finished mountains, but I freaking love how this is just the smaller part of the island. Alright, so let's try this freaking fishing. Wait, let's do this right. There we go. And he's so happy with his fish. And, oh, so I dropped it, not thinking, when I tabbed out. Now, we need to get gidlets of meat in there. I think I'm going to have a different gid for fish. Also, there's a problem. I need to set the same collisions for the fish as I did for the dinosaurs. When you walk on top of it, you sort of spaz out and actually can get launched in the air. So I need to set the collisions where you can kick the fish and move the fish around, but the fish can't collide with you. And after, I don't know if I should make this a bug or a feature. Once you drop the fish is dropped. You don't pick it back up. So you need to hold on to it until you're certain you don't want it anymore. Until you're certain you don't want to carry it anymore. So if you're being like chased by something, I love the helicopter. You just pick it up and carry it where you think is safe. You press right click again or let go of right click, and you can eat it. I think I'll have it where you can just swallow it whole if you're a certain size. But I'm having a couple of problems with mass detection. So I try to detect the mass of the object in the mouth so that you can determine whether or not it's swallowable. Hope someone doesn't take that out of context. And for some reason, it just doesn't want to get the mass of every individual object. I think it's because the fish aren't actual character actors. They're just actors that move around. It's still a work in progress. Some things. I actually just tried corpse picking up this week, and it actually looks pretty good. Considering I haven't actually attempted to do it before, really. Let's play as something a little more fish-oriented. Where's that crocodile? I'll just wait till Dijon finishes the actual crocodile, and then you guys can see that one. So let's go in here and search _BP for Spinosaurus. I'm going to animate Ceratosaurus, because Ceratosaurus isn't actually in game, the new one at least. We have the old one right here, but that's the old Mesozoic version. We're not using that one for this. Alright, Spino doesn't have an eating animation. I wonder if I should just do that. Because if I drop this sucker... Yeah, see, he just... The equivalent of a Spinosaurus T-pose. Let's do some Stegosaurus stuff real quick, but we need predators around for Stegosaurus to make any sense. Where is it? No, those are the animated cinematic Stegosaurs. No, there's a Torvosaurus around here because I ran into one coming up here. That ain't it. There they are. Floating in the air. Oh! I know which Torvosaurs these are. These aren't the ones that I thought would be near the Stegosaurs. These are the ones that I put on Monkey Puzzle Mountain. Okay, I know now. Good thing there's no fall damage in right now. Okay, so the sphere you're seeing around the Stegosaurus is the human damage thing. It's what tells the humans to take damage when the Stegosaur runs at them, and it doesn't damage other dinosaurs. It only damages humans. It really isn't difficult to kill them. Yeah, it does. I'm going to... That was one of the ones I said I was going to change is the Stegosaurus. I'm not really a fan of this walk cycle. First off, it's not, adjusted to the speed of the animal. I was trying to go for a walking with dinosaurs sort of walk, and I think I'm just going to go with the Isle's new Stegosaurus type of walk. There's the crocodile, or this is a different one. And I also love galloping stegos, so I won't go with a trotting stego for its run after this. I don't know why the croc doesn't ragdoll proper. It might be because I didn't set ow. It might be because I did not set its mesh to collision to physics actor. That's probably it. No, it is. So I'm just wrong. Maybe they're all set to freaking kinematic. There it is. Select all bodies except for the tail. And set them to default. Let's play as Epanterius this time. Okay, so a little controversy, I guess. Someone was like ragging that I have Saurophaganax and Epanterius in this. Let's make it clear. The Epanterius in this game fills the role of Allosaurus. I just didn't want it to be called Allosaurus because we have 3 different Allosaurids in the game. So our Gymnadzini is 21 feet long. Our Epanterius is 32 feet long. That's the maximum size known for an Allosaurus fragilis. And then our Saurophaganax is 43 feet long, which is the largest size definitively I've ever seen for Saurophaganax. Some people think that they're dubious. Obviously they're not in this game, but I've talked to paleontologists before, one from Appalachian State University, who told me that the only way an Allosaurus would ever get as large as a Saurophaganax is for it to live to be 100 years old. Yeah, I'll show you the Andysaurus, which is a work in progress. It doesn't even have eyes. I'm having a problem with these claws of the Allo. And you can eat from things that are still alive, which is a bug. It's not a feature right now. I need to set... Frick! I freaking pick up the crocodile. Okay, there we go. Now he's dead. Yeah, picking up the crocodile is also a bug. It's supposed to be based... Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I spent a long time on the Epanterius run, and I just couldn't seem to get it right, and then it just kind of came to me, I'll do it the same way I did the Albertosaurus. And right now, it's not really threatening to be attacked by AI dinosaurs, because you can put up a better fight than they can. Oh, frick! I forgot! I forgot! He picked... Oh, frick! He killed me! He freaking destroyed me! Oh my gosh, this is freaking atrocious! How little health does Epanterius have? Oh my gosh, that's pretty bad. Yeah, the claw attack is broken. Oh my gosh, that was pretty broken. The claw attack is supposed to go out further when he strikes. And I don't know what is actually causing. You know what? I might know. I might actually know. But I don't want to change it right now. So I can't actually bite things right now because every carnivore has the coding to, when it bites something, it picks it up regardless of how much it weighs. So that's the problem I was telling you guys about before, where I was really trying to get it to compare the dinosaur's ability to lift something to the mass of the thing that it was attacking. And if it weighed more than the lift limit, like say an Allosaurus attacking a Triceratops, then it just wouldn't pick it up. It would just do the bite and let go. Oh, and let me mind you, some of these roars are really, really, really temp or placeholder, because I haven't, spent any time working. Thank you. Gone. Reduced to atoms. I freaking love freaking everything Avengers now. I actually think Avengers beat Jurassic World in my audience reaction and how much I screamed in the movie theater. You know what I can do right now is to help bring the Epanterius to life. I'm pretty sure I have an old Allosaur roar in the old Saurophaganax folder. What is the name of that sound? Here it is. Here it is. Alright. We need to do another Allosaurus cue. Sounds. Sound cue. Allo. No, we'll do Epan slash. Because I don't want Jim Madsony, Epanterius, and Saurophaganax to all sound the same. Come on, open up. Alright, in fact, I'll duplicate it for good measure. And in that duplication, I will bring down the pitch just a little so that we can get some variation, and we'll do a random. I will. There we go. We got our little variation. We need to go back up to the Allosaurids folder, Epanterius, slash. Here we go. In the slash, we add right about here, notification for play sound, Epan. Let's get rid of the bones so you guys can see. All right. Come on. There we go. Hey. Oh, problem. I did not add attenuation. Let's do that now if we can. Oh, they're gonna attack me. Aloe, roar, super. There might be 2 slashes, and I messed up on which one. Yep, there are. They're literally 2 slashes. Okay. All right. Now let's take a look-see. I'm so proud of Raiden for how he did this one. I mean, he really copied my plans for it really well with all the quills and stuff. So we still got a problem with rotating and stuff. It's not, as uniform as we want it. Investigating about what I'm supposed to do about that. Because the original plan I had didn't really work that well. And Allosaurus is obviously a headhunter. He reloads his bite ability faster than his slash. Come on, die, crocodile, die. I didn't mean to pick you up. And we still have a lot of line traces whenever they do something important, because I'm still having to test this stuff when it doesn't show up properly, and I'll just mass turn it off when the game goes live. Oh, Eyes of Glory stopped. Reload. And if you think this dude is fast, man, wait till you see Epanterius. Like maybe 40% faster than this guy. He's the fastest Allosaurid, I think, the fastest Allosaurid in the game. So. Let me make sure I'm not missing any comments. He's still got the invisible baby Parasaurolophus in his mouth. That's where you see those little colored lines that are wiggling around. That's the test corpse drag object. I can't believe it's still in there after a year. I just forgot about it and made it invisible. That might be why we're getting such poor performance. Every single dinosaur has a baby Parasaurolophus in its mouth. Call CPS. I think I removed all the humans from the map, didn't I? Yeah, I probably did. So let's just add a human real quick so I can feel good about myself. Yeah, let's add this dude. See, it's not that big. It's a little over 30 feet. We need them Gibbs. We need gibs. We need little pieces of meat flopping in and out. I mean, I got the meat textures, and I got the prototype carnage over here. Like, we got it. I just need to rig them and have them spawn in once you eat. And of course, that shrinking is a little ridiculous. But it was the only way I could substitute at that time. Pulling out pieces of meat and the actual, organs disappear and stuff. Let me go wreak some havoc over here. It's amazing. These cars, I can't bump up their health no matter what I do. There's actually dudes in there. I forgot I put dudes in there. Let's see. I'll just F8. And they're not doing anything. This was just supposed to be for me to test. And whoa! I picked up the car by accident and totally bodied myself. I'm stuck. That's pretty crazy. Oh, they dead. I don't think they're still in there. I think they despawn once the car blows up or something. Let's play as the car for a second. Uh-oh, did it set me to simulate? I think it did. Yeah. I hate that you press Alt-S and it takes you to simulate, but you press Alt-P after that and it'll go, oh, you're not playing, you're simulating. Freaking love some of these assets. I need to add a trace around the car so that when you're driving you can run over dinosaurs. Kind of like a counteraction to them being able to run over humans. No collisions there. Also a thing, I can speed up time and not drive any faster, so this is actually controlled by seconds, so it's not like how the dinosaurs move. I can hit tails, though. Actually, I'm stuck. I can't drive through it. Okay, that's gonna be a problem for people if they hit a dinosaur's tail. Actually, I'm stuck. I can't drive through it. Okay, that's gonna be a problem for people if they hit a dinosaur's tail. And then they can't drive through it. And then there's the flying fish, obviously. Yeah, that would be so cool to have a whole herd chasing after you for their buddy. That'd be freaking awesome. I'm gonna play as the Andysaurus now. You know what? I'm gonna go over the other side of the map. First off, I gotta uncheck that. I'm gonna over back to the edge of Australia or whatever. I think I'm gonna have this be Antarctica / Australia, just because I want to. wish I could have got that stream thing working correctly. Alright, so problem with the idle animation. I'm not sure if I might just change it, you know. That'll probably be easier. We got a wobbly neck though. See that? Wobbles. Freaking wobble. Gurgle. Gurgle. I had to ramp up the normals for the sand. Because, you know, if you saw the Isles Hope trailer, that sand was the most beautiful in-game sand I think I've ever seen before. And mine was just this shallow texture. So I ramped up the normal on it as a quick, you know, make it look pretty. But I'm probably just going to replace it with something else sooner or later. Gosh, this game is so beautiful. Even entirely incomplete. Look at that lens flare. Look at it. Look at it. Look at that volumetric fog. And you see how I'm stepping over these pebbles, if you will, and I'm not colliding with them. I'm not jittering up and down as I step over them. If I switch to something much smaller, like the D long, come on, switch to the D long for me. Oh, it's taking a second. If I switch to the D long, it's got a separate collision property so that it... Okay, make me a liar. Fine. This was working last night, I swear. It would step over these. It would collide with them and stuff. Did I change the wrong rock property earlier? I think I did. Yeah, stupid. Stupid me. I might have changed the entire wrong rock property. So we need to change this, through this to collide with small dinos. They already do. Huh. I swear this worked last night. This worked last night. Oh well. I've had it working before. I've tested it on a few occasions where you'll collide with small things. But since I was already playing at something small, let me just, you know, demonstrate it. I need to change his subsurface because you can see through his whole body when the sun lines up with him. You can see he's got no guts, no glory. And it actually obstructs you from being able to see some of the details in the skin that Dijon so carefully placed onto this thing. Yeah, it's really good for such a small carnivore. And obviously the advantage of being something small like this is you can go hide in here and literally nothing can see you that well. Especially if you were to crouch down or something. And once you get to the actual forest, man, you're safe. You could literally slunk by this rock and you'd be safe. This one actually has collision on it, thank God. But he doesn't have jumping animations yet, so... Oh, the collision's not accurate. The collision's not accurate, boss. I might have to add single convex holes, just to make it more accurate. Okay, so I don't think any of y'all ever got to see the new T-Rex in any kind of action. So we have the old T-Rex, which is used for a separate mode of the game. But the one mode we're absolutely positively, without a doubt, focusing on is this full-on Pangea world mode, where the world is gigantic and dinosaurs live in their own formations. The other mode is not, scheduled for right now. I just love the shoreline, even if it is a little bit, polygonal. I need to freaking optimize the frick out of this game and add more occluders and level visibility volumes and stuff. And this gives you an idea. Albertosaurus in this game is pretty freaking... Okay, this one is oversized. It's oversized by a few feet. I need to scale it down in the actual software. But our Albertosaurus is 35 feet long to our 43-foot long Tyrannosaurus. Now, obviously, the power scaling is so different. Tyrannosaurus does about 2,000 damage per bite. The Albertosaurus does 290. So, you're talking about... It's not a competition. But also T-Rex is slow as frick. I mean, good lord. I actually had to slow him down from what he was yesterday just to make sure his animations lined up. He might be only marginally faster than the trike right now. So, depending on how I want it to turn out, I might change the whole thing. I love the animation. This is how a big hulking Rex should move. It shouldn't be a sprint. It shouldn't, I'm not dogging on Jurassic World Evolution, but I don't like how these multi-ton carnivores are freaking jogging in this way that probably would have broken their legs. Yeah, it skids because color me stupid trying to add freaking drifting. If I add good IK, it won't slide at all. But yeah, I can go a little bit crazy with drifting. Also, there's no turn animations in right now, so when you turn, you get sometimes some extreme results. And there's that drift, boys. There's that drift. I don't like drift for this guy. Maybe for Carnotaurus and really fast dinosaurs, like as an extra ability that they do. Okay, why can't I freaking see the snow on the mountains? Oh, because it's perfectly in the light to make it look like... What light? It's perfectly in the light to make it look like it's just reflection. Hey. Let's cut down that view distance a little. Alright, see if there's anything else I need to test before I go back to animating. Had to redo the Giganotosaurus animation because I just didn't like how stale it was before. I mean, it's still pretty stale now. Those arms aren't doing anything, and they're in about the most neutral position I can think without any claw flexing. He's got a problem though, because I changed the idle animation without changing all the animations that use idle for like the look around animations. It looks like he's really hunched over. So whereas in the base animation he's just kind of leaning forward, it looks like he's really hunched over right now. Even when he's walking, it looks like he's a freaking, I don't know, Grendel. That's the only sound I'm going to let play right now because I don't want the other ones playing. Again, 10 passets. This one is probably not going to be, because I kind of like it. Yeah, Dejan Radon, he does such a good job with this. This is the predator for Andysaurus. Giganotosaurus is the real deal. You know what? It really doesn't look half bad, especially in all lighting. It's just these freaking feet. Sometimes they just jitter around, even though in the actual animation they don't. And I've actually seen this in the aisle too. And I don't know if maybe the only thing that stops it is adding IK, because Unreal Engine did not used to do this. or at least it wasn't this bad. Look at that detail. Look at that detail. And he made the crest exactly the way I asked. We're actually going to change all the eyes so that they're actually higher poly eyes that can, you know, contract, and in the nighttime when it's like really dark, you can see more of their actual pupil as the iris expands. Did I say that right? I think I did. I'm not an expert on eyes. All right. Let me make sure I got a good handle on this stuff. I'm not sure if we're gonna replace the Parasaurolophus, or at least do it. Or we're gonna do it now. I guess you guys have seen all of them except for the trike. Kind of got a glimpse of it in that video. Dijon is totally remaking the Hypsilophodont, because I did not think, compared to the one the Isle is producing, that ours would hold up. So I gave him a new idea of what to do. It's not a repeat of the Isle, don't get me wrong. It's not a repeat of the Isle. It's just something that I was like, ooh, this would look cool on a Hypsilophodon. That animation right there, that is from 2014. That's when I made that first Triceratops threaten animation for T-Rex World back in 2014. And it's just so... Thanks! Second favorite Saurians is pretty dang cool. I wish they had Triceratops horridus. I just like Triceratops horridus better than Porosus. But I get it. They're at the very, very end of the Cretaceous, where it was Triceratops porosus. Porosus, something like that. It's hard to say. And we got a little bit of a feet issue, because you can see that the feet are becoming disjointed a little. And that's just because I didn't rig it correctly. So the toes aren't actually parented to the upper arm properly, so I need to do that. And I also love how this Triceratops gallops. It's slow, but you know, it's what I wanted it for it to move like. And when it actually does a full-on, you know, dedicated charge, it'll be slightly faster, maybe 10-15% faster, and it'll lower its head. And the moment it hits something, it doesn't matter if it's an obstacle or another animal, it's gonna freaking yeet them into the sky. Hopefully, like, you know how the Nasutoceratops does in Jurassic World Evolution. I freaking love how it just makes a kite out of the Metriacanthosaurus. I said kite, okay? Like a freaking kite that you fly, so nobody clips that and says, what did he say? Did he say something he wasn't supposed to say? No, okay? I'm a nice guy, really. Also, if you look closely, the textures for the eye, closely, they are actually the body textures. That's my mistake. That's not like something on Dijon for doing. I didn't separate the materials or something. But we're changing all the eyes so that we have higher poly, dedicated eyes that can contract and expand based on the lighting outside. We need more pebbles, and I need to change the view distance for this crap. That's the kind of stuff that would get you killed if rocks despawn that close to you, spawn and despawn, because you can't see when you're about to run into one like that. I think that's all the green-lit dinosaurs. There's this Spinosaurus that I made myself that is going to go into the other mode. Not the same mode as this one. Maybe it might never go into the same mode. It was never finished or anything. It was just a super Spinosaur. And it was much bigger than the regular one. We're talking about like 66 feet long. But it was never finished. It might not ever be finished. Depending on if someone else wanted to remake it and make it better, better claws. It has a nice thick neck and decent scootage on the back. But that's for a different mode. Yeah, the skin colors are largely the patterns are definitely gonna be the same for most of them. There'll be options and varieties for the colors, but this will be the default Triceratops color. Radon actually made a bunch of skins for the T-Rex. I think it's the only dinosaur right now that has multiple skins. So you have male, you have female, and you have golden male. It's got golden lacrimal horns. So this one's kind of like Jack from Dinosaur Revolution. This one is just a standard brownish tannish female. Okay, I'm going to turn back the day-night cycle. In fact, I'm going to make it much faster just so you guys can see it all. And we're going to go back to some animations. Yeah, there is a Microraptor in there. It is the old one. It's not greenlit for art. But yeah, it was fun to test out, trying to get it to climb trees and stuff. We're going to get a different Microraptor because I said so. So the time is changing. Sun is going down. Sun is actually not going down because I actually had the settings to Arctic. So it's kind of just streaking across the sky. It might go down all the way. Good. Okay. Micro is very small, so I can show you what the micro is like compared to some other stuff. I mean, you saw what the D long looks like in the freaking sky. There's the moon. It's really... I don't have any shadows for nighttime yet, and I probably should make nighttime darker, but I'm kind of sick and tired of all these pitch black nighttime modes. It's a game. Try to be a little less realistic. Yeah, these Arctic settings have the sun rising and setting in kind of a weird way. It makes me question if I know what I'm doing. Yeah, look at it. It's just streaking across the sky like we're in freaking Antarctica. For real. It doesn't even stay up for that long. I'm going to have client-sided day and night cycles. So what that means is when you are in North America, you're going to get a 12-hour day, a 12-hour night. 12 minutes, really, for the game. And when you're in Antarctica or the Arctic, you are going to get a 1-minute day and 23-minute night, depending on what season it is, or vice versa. So if I actually did that right now, well, I get it, it's nighttime, but you know, I'm sick and tired of the it takes too long to get something to get something that works right with night vision. I'm not against night vision. Like, if you're in a forest, okay, make it as dark as possible. But I'm just sick and tired of being out in the open and you can't see anything with a bright old moon right there. Also, most dinosaurs had better eyes than we did, so they would already be able to see better. Great, it's going to take us a little while. Let's speed this up. There we go. Now you can see the sun rise and set so quickly you can't even see it behind the clouds. That's the Arctic for you. But yeah, it's going to be client-sided day and night cycles. So if you're in freaking Antarctica and your buddy is in North America, you're going to see the sun differently based on your Y position on the map. So illustrate, let's say this entire area represents the whole map. If you're right here, the sun will be out longer. During the winter, the sun will be out longer, and the sun will be out shorter here. And depending on where you are in this one axis, the sunlight will be out based on that season, longer or shorter. I think I can do better with this grass. I just feel like it's weird that it disappears at this, this distance. It doesn't have any collision on it. Maybe I can find other ways to optimize it. Yeah, but I freaking love it. Alright, let's test out Microraptor and then get to animations just so you guys can see how small it is. It's not a small fraction, it's maybe a quarter or a fifth of the map. I've tested having multiple tiles of maps before, and it's just so much of a strain. If you get it going, you can get 70 frames per second, but it's so much of a strain just to load it that I just don't want that many. I had 30 in one map, and you're talking about something that it was the size of, I don't know, the size of Great Britain. All these tiles of landscapes put together. And I was just like, you know what? This is too much. So that was like 6 months ago. It may have been 3 months ago. It was just, while I was still in North Carolina, it was too much. And I just decided, you know what, we're not doing it this way. And so we're going to get maybe 5 to 6 tiles. And we're going to have a frick ton of occlusion so that certain things and certain other tiles get blocked out if you're not there. Kind of like how old V3 used to be. Because this map right now, I think, is about it's around close to the size of V3. Crap, I can't even see. Okay, let's pick something faster so we can get a good vantage point. Oh yeah, I've already tested this system in other games that I've made. Changing the temperature based on elevation. It's huge, but it won't be as huge as it once was. So we're talking a map that's bigger than V3. Not at its current state, I would say. It's still really large. It may be half the size of V3 right now. This jaggedy mountain is problematic for me. But it might be half the total size of V3 right now. But when it's done, it'll probably be twice the size or maybe a little bit larger. Yeah, it's obviously really bare bones right now because I've worked on this area from the mountain backwards. So you get this little monkey puzzle forest. These wheat grasslands, which I don't know why I chose wheat. I just chose wheat. And then you get this coastal environment around here. Because this is the map I started working on yesterday. I think it's going well so far. I think as long as I optimize well and separate all the foliage actors in this area from the foliage actors in that area, then we won't have a big problem with performance. As long as, you know, I remember all the epic rules about performance and cut out things that really aren't needed. I forget if this would be maybe around that size, I think. I think that's fair. Maybe a little larger. It's just sometimes really difficult to compare because I get conflicting numbers about how big the largest tile size, which is the one I'm using, how big the largest tile size is in UE4. And this is the same location where I filmed that little ethereal piece trailer. So with the 4 stegosaurs and the Epanterius right behind them. They do this weird thing where when you're not playing as them, their tails droop through the ground if you place actors in the world. But it's fine. And these are, you know, all the dinosaurs that have either been modeled or being modeled. So Gymatsini right here, Epanterius, Saurophaganax, Stegosaurus. This is an old acro. Kill it with fire. We don't need it. This is our baby Anatosaurus. You can tell by how short its tail is. I don't know why it's set to this size. Let me see if I can change it back right now. It is for a trailer, so maybe? No. Okay, how about disable morph targets? There you go. Now that doesn't change the fact that the skeleton's still broken, but maybe if I disable post-process. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Adult Anatosaurus. Torvosaurus, Triceratops, Tyrannosaurus, an unfinished Carcharodontosaurus, Spinosaurus, Giganotosaurus, Ankylosaurus. Freaking love that shot. I might use that in the next... Yep, I can totally get Clash of the Dinosaurs callbacks from this. Freaking good. The mighty baby, yes it is. Mighty baby. So you can see from this, our Saurophaganax may be a little bit large, but it is 13 meters. It is the upper estimate of what we have seen for it. And our Gymatsini is the one that's really scaled down. You know, the regular size used to be 23 feet, and then once it was properly described, it was like, oh, 30 feet. And now we're like, I had 21. So I decided on 21. That's what I want. It actually has lips, sorta, kinda, which the other Saurophaganax and Epanterius don't have lips for this. Because I want to, you know, add as many distinguishing factors as possible. So it's gonna be freaking good. That's why I kind of don't want baby dinosaurs in the game. Oh, this is a fraction of a roster. We're not even looking at 20 dinos here. We actually are looking a little over 10, maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 dinosaurs. 13 species. So we got 117 to go. That is of dinosaurs, you know, we actually got in engine. Alright, moving back on to animations. Let me get that set up in the background. What did I say I was going to animate? Was it Stegosaurus? Let's go there. And now let's switch the stream over. Oh wait, no, we don't have to switch it. We got baby Stegosaurus turned on right now. Let's reduce baby factor. Turn on the adult male version. All right, so we're gonna have to go full aisle. Actually, you know what? Let me switch my stream so Andy doesn't complain. Let's kill that and open a window capture. This should work better because we're using Blender. There we go. Transition. There we go. Now I can only see what's on the screen. Let me pull up my references. Hey, look, I'm live streaming right now on Pangea Survival. Neat. I don't know why it brought it up in my recommended. It doesn't realize it's me, I guess. A new idle animation wouldn't be bad. Because what I do with idle animation, I don't so much change the motion as I do the pose, the base pose. So I could do with the skull being raised more in the air. So that's the, whoops. Maybe a little much. All right, let's turn off the normal map so I can see it properly. I like that better. And we're gonna take all of these, make them cyclical, and move them over 4 frames-ish. Maybe more. A little more. There we go. Now we get some little delay there. Let's see. There we go. Now it's a male stego. Let me make sure I'm not missing any comments. And already it looks like it has a little more character than it did before. Yeah, I need to go to the freaking post office tomorrow. Ugh. I hate errands. I freaking hate them. Oh gosh. It already looks better to me. A little less walking with dinosaurs-y. I love walking with dinosaurs, but I just don't think it works for a stego of this shape. Alright, we're going to make an entirely new walk cycle from scratch. Ready, gang? Stego will always be my favorite. Yeah, I want to make sure my Stegosaurus in this game is freaking balanced to frick, because Allosaurus can't kill Stegosaurus in the aisle, which is just ridiculous. It could do it in real life, so it should be able to do it in the aisle. I hope Allosaurus gets the biggest, most major buff, because it feels like it's been debuffed over the years in the aisle. I might even like it for its head to be brought back like that. Okay, now we're going to set the range for the animation to be, we're going to do 60 frames. We're going to be a little edgy today instead of 40. Alright. All right. Let's work on one leg at a time. I don't think we need that for this one. We'll just do that. And then we'll... make sure that that lines up. Nope, not clear cyclical. Make cyclical. Alright. And we need the hind leg to raise up around here. Whoops. We got gotta clear that. That's not right. There we go. Yes, we are going to get some plate jiggle, but I think I might wait on that one a little bit because we already got some nice secondary motion just by having it weighted to the spine and all that stuff. So I think this is one of those dynamic situations that can hold off a little while we work on a little bit more pertinent issues. So let's. You know what? This is kind of a run. I'll keep it. I'll make it the trot. We need to speed up the frame rate if we want to properly ascertain what we're seeing. Probably to 45. Maybe not. I don't know if I can make this work as a freaking jog. Let's move it back 5 frames. Yeah, I don't like that. I'll tell you what it is. I think it's that the legs are in the air longer than they are on the ground, which makes it look like a run. So, from here to here is the time that needs to be closed in. And we'll clean that up. something icky here. Let's start this freaking thing over. I feel like I messed something up. There we go. I'm going to maybe not lift up the heel like that at this point. Wrong one. Good grief. Then we cannot lift up the leg so high up in the air. Yep, that's it. It's just walk, trot, run. Because, I mean, there is a certain scenario where you don't get walk, trot, and run. You might just get one speed, but we're not ready to talk about that yet. Alright, now let's do this with these. That's a little too much. That looks better. And now we need to break them up. Actually, well, let's align this stuff first. Make cyclical. front feet look better. Okay, that's one reason right there. Good grief, Adrian, you freaking dumb. Alright. Sometimes you get so into this stuff you forget what you did wrong. That's busted. 7 frames in. Kill that right there. That's freaking sick. Cyclicalize it. Oh no, it's not that I don't remember the tail. It's that tail animations don't play when you have dynamics for them. So if I was just doing, you know, the simple flow in the wind tail, I would do the tails, but I might only do the tails as a reminder that I'm supposed to, because the animation does not show up. Cut that out so that it will be smoother. Smoother. Alright, there we go. Now we got a better set of walking. Okay, we got some bad rotations. That is a matter of fact. Okay, wait. There's one here, and then here. Okay, I'm gonna have to stare at this for a couple of seconds and figure this out. Alright. First thing I can think of is moving it forward and scaling it in because it's not even with the front feet. Alright, I think I know enough. Besides little sliding here and there, we're gonna make it cyclical on both front feet, and then move it forward by about 7 frames. Whoops. I might actually have done this. I'm trying to think. That's the right order. Let's move it back I don't know, a few frames. Just to make sure. Whoops, I didn't get all of it, did I? I feel like I'm not getting all of it. That's why it looks so stupid. Let's make sure. Okay, this foot lands here. So we're gonna have to move this forward 30 frames and then some, just to test. If that's what we want. It's not. I'll just move this forward 7. Maybe 8. That looks better. Alright, now next thing is to pull those front feet in. Alright, I finally like the leg motion. I mean, you know, not as a final thing, but certainly in general. We're not going to do something too exaggerated, just something like that. Maybe a little bit up. Now for this one, let's see. Go. not sure if I like the inward or outward version of these legs. I might just get rid of that entirely. See how it looks right then. I guess it's alright when it doesn't do that. Now, as just a preliminary thingamajig, I will do some simple tail animation. And make it cyclical. I need to be able to see individual frame numbers. We're going to move it forward 3 frames here, 3 frames here, another 3, another 3, another 3, another 3, and the last 3. And see, you have a very simple tail animation. I'm not going to do too much, like I said. It's going to copy it from the ragdoll. Alright, now comes some little bits of cleanup for the pose. I'm going to tilt it downward some, and bring the hips up. You know, I really kind of like that one better. I feel it's a little charming. It's certainly slower in a good way that works for it. Let's scale this up and see. And it doesn't convert to a trot animation, which is good. It's a very distinctive walk. Alright. We can probably scale it up to 33 frames per second as the base walk speed. Obviously, there's more that can be done with the rotation of the feet. Looks kind of dead, but it's fine where it is. Now, we can, in a way, convert it to a trot. It requires lining the feet up at least within 1 frame. Okay, and then get this one. And this one's a little more concise, not as much wiggling. Not as little as that. Here we go. And we just speed it up. And I think there should be more head bob. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Really do. I think this is coming along nicely. There's some stuff here that bothers me. Yeah, maybe that is it. maybe raise the feet up a little higher. I wanna sing in the middle of a storm, louder and louder. That works. I wonder if it should be within one frame or within two. Or maybe a frame before. It's not bad. That kind of collides. That doesn't work. Yeah, I like that best. I think we'll do Serato, because we've been doing a quadruped for a while, and I'm sick of seeing 4 legs. I'm sick of having alternate legs. It's kind of stupid. I love that I finally been able to do real herbivore animations. That looks good for now. We're not going to export them right now because I don't want to. Alright, let's go to Ceratosaurus. Look at that detail. I'm not even sure in any way that I want to salvage this walk cycle. The feet are... It's just overall just weird. It's the only walk cycle I have for a Ceratosaur. So... I'm going to do the brave thing. I'm going to completely delete it. So I have no choice but to make a good animation. I got an export window I need to make. Now I have no choice but to make a decent... how far will Natto migrate? It's really not that far. Edmontosaurus regalis is the one that migrates really far. It's the one that lives in Albertosaurus' formation. It lives alongside Pachyrhinosaurus. Give me a second. I need to turn my heater on. I'm freezing. Yeah, Natosaurus probably goes down a little bit towards the Morrison area. Or maybe a little past that and stops. Edmontosaurus regalis is the one that goes down from freaking Alaska all the way to past Hell Creek. Alright, now I gotta force myself to make a brand new, good animation. Oh, this is the new eye system I was talking about. You can see all the actual detail in there. And I can crap it. Let's just isolate it. I can do this, and I can do that. So that's pretty nice. It's just going to add a little bit of detail when you're playing as it in game. All right. I guess the first thing is to decide how I want it to be postured. Like right there is not bad. Glad I figured out this new system of doing theropod arms. It's so much better than having to IK everything to oblivion. Most of these carnivores don't use their arms for anything important, so it's just nice to be able to not have to care about every single control and its placement. Alright. Probably, but it'll be after I go to the freaking post office, which I'm all the way on a different side of the country. I don't have my car, so I have to. It's a whole event to get somewhere when you don't have your car with you. So maybe, if not, you know, there's always I'm always gonna have to try it and show stuff, because I want to make sure you guys, you know, are kept in the loop about stuff. Not necessarily everybody, not on all social media channels, but on the Discord for sure. So let's freaking do this. Let me make sure the restream is doing all right. It is. It is. All right. Kick. All right. I guess with the walk it can be a little different. I'm gonna sing in the middle of a storm. This should rotate more. Look at that. Nice feed already. You really are. Yeah, you really will be able to, you know, cut people down and temp ban and stuff like that. Yeah, I just don't want this game to get bigger until, you know, I mean, I don't want to get bigger. I don't want to get big names in until we're a little bit more established. Because some people will try to cause trouble. I am utterly, thoroughly convinced of it. It's not like I want trouble. It's not like I want to, it's not like I want other games to think I'm trying to get them. But I'm not going to not make my game to avoid conflict. It's going to be a bumpy road. You just remember what your old pal said, boy, you got a friend in me. Yeah, you got a friend in me. So some of the folks might be a little bit smarter than I am, bigger and stronger too, maybe, but none of them will ever love you the way I do, boy. And as the years go by, our friendship will never die. You're gonna see it's our destiny. You got a friend in me. Yes, you do. Whoa, really? You're watching Toy Story? I watched it last night, so that's why I'm singing it. Oh wow, that's actually very scary. That's actually very scary. I did not. I am sent from God to tell you about the end times. I'm a prophet. It's crazy. I don't know if I want it to be like this or like this. I think I'll go with this. See, it's our destiny. You got a friend in me. To infinity and beyond. I think maybe if I do it like this. Yes, it does. Yeah, it's because we've been working for so long. Like all the stuff all the other dinosaurs you saw in the engine were stuff I had left over from Mesozoica that I've been using for testing stuff, so that I'm not actually building so many core elements of the game at this point. I'm adding content, and I freaking hate Kickstarters because you're beholden to people more than you think you should be, and less than they want you to be, and we're just people then call you a scam artist when you don't. Like, freaking Saurian is being called a scam in some ways right now because the game has been out for approaching 3 years on Steam, and we still only play as Dakota Raptor. I understand the challenges of like getting burned out, and if the Kickstarter money runs out, you're literally just working and doing this in your spare time. I would expect more from them at this point, but I understand why it can take so long. Yeah, it's a shame for them. I gave $40 to Saurian, and you guys, you might know, they hated Mesozoica. They hated everything to do with Mesozoica. But I actually was a decent, in-between point between them and Max Wood and stuff. So I could reason with them and talk to them. And I didn't want their game to fail. I still want to play as a sub-adult T-Rex and Saurian. Yeah, I can imagine he's expensive, especially after Detective Pikachu. Can't blame him. Tell you what I want to do. I want to do a live-action Land Before Time. I mean live-action, kind of like just a little bit of animatronics, but then, good CG. Yeah, I'm in the Saurian Discord. I try to never look at it except for to search and see if Pangea has been mentioned in it, which it hasn't. I'm cool with that. The Prehistoric Kingdom server, I think that Prehistoric Kingdom devs are really nice people. I can't get along with the fans, it seems. It's weird. It's like they can sense former Mesozoica anywhere, and they won't say nice things. But what I try to do is just realize I'm making a game, and don't take everything you hear and let it get you down, because most people who attack a game for not being this enough or that enough can't make a game. So just try to make the best game you possibly can. And that's kind of why that's why I'm doing this my own way, and I'm not taking much feedback, because I've spent thousands of dollars on this game, and my family members have spent so much time and money, like I'm talking about thousands too, on this game. And so criticism doesn't get me down, and people saying that they don't know enough information about the game doesn't get me down. It's like, I'll tell you when it's all good and ready for you to see everything. I love transparency. I love making sure people understand, but I don't love spoiling things for people too early. So there's still a lot of stuff that you guys don't know is coming, and that's the way it's supposed to be. Yeah, I've wanted to make this game for so long, and I've been letting everything from a career to advancing that career to friends to love life crap. I've been letting all that stuff get in the way of the fact that I'm 23. I was 17 when we started Mesozoica. I'm 23 now. My life is certainly going by faster than I was expecting it to. And so what? I got a 6-figure job. Like, and y'all heard the last time I did that, that response video, it wasn't a 6-figure job. So obviously I've scaled up since November. What I'm saying is I don't care about having a job at a giant company or something. I care about doing this game and doing the next game that comes after it, which is Ecclesia. I'm not just interested in making one game and walking away and saying, "Oh, I made $1 million from it, so I'm good now." First off, $1 million is not the standard of living I want to have for the rest of my life. What is that like? It's like $50,000 every year for 30 years or something. That's not the standard of living I want to have. I want to make Ecclesia, which I know you guys know I love dinosaurs, but Ecclesia is my real passion project. It is an RPG game that's like The Legend of Zelda. It stars this boy from a nearly dead race. He's the last one in that race that's been born. That entire race was killed off by Lucifer, who's now got a plan to destroy all of the rest of humanity. And this one boy and his friends have to work together in this mission they're called to stop him. It's just, I wrote it a long time ago, and I really can't wait for it to come into fruition. I've shown a few things about it in the Discord, but I'm not just out to make one dinosaur game and then be like, okay, I'm done. I'm making multiple games. I'm doing a whole studio. Like that's what I'm after. So you can't scam people and then run away and then build a whole studio. That's for sure. And I mean, you can build obviously an esports business in Singapore or something. So whatever. I'm just in this to make the games I wanted to make and make them the way I wanted to make them. I cannot wait to gallop on a horse all the way across the land of Shinar and Egypt and through Africa, and just this whole giant world that's almost as big as Pangea, but as humans with Cenozoic animals around them. So you don't have rhinos and elephants and lions. No, you have saber-toothed cats and woolly rhinos and freaking Indricotheres, Paraceratheriums and prehistoric whales, land whales, all that stuff. It's just, I cannot wait to make this game my own. There's no modern animals. Only their prehistoric counterparts. Freaking hooved crocodiles that run on land. Can't wait to do it. Obviously, I really do want to make money from this stuff. I mean, I don't want to work in a corporate system for the rest of my life. But this is mostly because I want to. I've wanted to do this for such a long time. You're gonna see it's our destiny. You've got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me. Nice one. You know, that's one of the reasons I really did not want to open up the server to just everybody yet. Is that there's some people they get money because they overreact to things, and I don't want that. I don't want somebody take one look at something and say, oh my gosh, the tail doesn't move right. Yeah, guys, I'm being as sincere as possible. The tail doesn't move right. It's like every game is going to have their problems they need to fix. And there's some people out there who are just dedicated to showing everybody else's problems and excusing their own. I'm in no mood to feud with people. I actually don't know who that is. I've seen his name around. And apparently, there's a lot of salts surrounding his name, but I actually don't know who that is. Maybe I used to know back when I was more involved in this whole indie dinosaur community. But I just don't want to fight people yet. And that's kind of why when I made that whole video, I was so upset, is because people were saying, you didn't tell us who you were, so that's why we thought you were Max Wood. And it's like, I don't want to have to fight narratives all the time. I just want to, have people judge the content of what I'm doing and say from there, you know what, we can give him a chance or not give him a chance. But I've been in some other Discords where people have been saying, yeah, that's true. I think he excuses it more when it's them. But I joined some other Discords and just seeing people saying there's nothing to show for it for this game. It's like, it's none of your business right now. If I wanted everybody to see everything behind the scenes, I would post it on all the social channels. But there's a reason I wanted to do a Discord. It's because I wanted to start building an actual dedicated community, and then start revealing stuff to that community. And it would be, I can have a place for all the developers to get encouragement when they make something that someone can see, and I can get encouraged. So, because I'm on the other side of the country, and I just moved here not even 2 months ago. So I don't have my friends or my family around me, and I don't have any infrastructure. And even my job that I'm doing now, I don't feel like I'm doing anything yet because I'm not really being assigned real work. So opening up this Discord is giving me a place to feel like I've accomplished something every day. So just having people say stupid stuff like Adrian must not be fluent in English. It's like, not fluent in English because I spell Pangea the way that Americans have always spelled Pangea. It's like, come on. This is the only language I speak. Like, maybe you can tell, maybe you can't, but I'm from deep country Mississippi, and I don't even have a thick southern drawl accent. So someone's saying he must not speak English that well because he spelled Pangea without the extra A. And it's like, yeah, that's the way we've always spelled it in the U.S. And I'm not going to spell it, the British way because I'm not British. I know maybe 2-3 British people. Yeah. I spell color without a U. That's just what I do. Well, you're right. I can't speak English. I actually do. I'm pretty good with the official language of Nigeria. Spelt it American style, not the English British style. But I actually did speak the official language of Nigeria. Just so happens that the official language of Nigeria is English. But no, really, people who are yelling about E. Panterius versus Saurophaganax, it's like, are you kidding? Come on. If nothing else, they're different names, so wait to see. But somebody was like, yeah, he's got a 15-meter Saurophaganax. It's 13 meters. Thank you. And there's going to be exaggerated dinosaurs in this game. You're going to see at one point a larger than average dinosaur because somebody maxed out a tree. You're gonna see a 40-foot baryonyx and be like, "Oh no, this is the end of my life," because he'll have maxed out his power and size, and it'll you'll be like, "Crap, this thing can take on a Suko now." The average Suko. Some dinosaurs actually get bigger size buffs. Like Epanterius has a bigger size buff than Saurophaganax. So Saurophaganax can't get but like 47 feet. So it only grows 4 feet. And the Epanterius can go from 32 feet to 40. So it obviously it grows 8 feet. Some creatures can get a bigger size buff based on just based on my whims that day. But this Cerrato animation is not too bad. I just feel like there's no side to side, so let's get rid of some of this so I can see. I'm not sure Irritator is going to be playable yet. I'm really not sure. I mean, I certainly have an Irritator that I can make, and wow, that's pretty bad. That's pretty stubby legged. Our Spinosaurus isn't even stubby anymore, so it might just not be in the game as a playable dinosaur. It might be just the crocodile of its area. It just swims around and attacks things in water. But we have Ostafricosaurus. And it's amazing. I added some of these dinosaurs thinking it would fill in the holes in the progression tree, and then there would be something else from that same formation that was already something I wanted to add. So I add Ostafricosaurus, and then I have Verteropristosaurus, or the Carcharodontosaurus from the Jurassic. And then I had like an Allosaurus tendigarensis, which may not even be an Allosaurus. And then we have Ceratosaurus, and then we have some kind of Megalosaurid there. And so it's like, this is like basically, Africa's version of the Morrison formation in a way. So I can just, copy and paste some dinosaurs and change their skins and a little bit of their morphology, and we got a new formation. When I said I was going to have Lidu Mahadi, which is the biggest prosauropod known to the fossil record, I was like, dang, it doesn't seem like there's anything else in this formation. But right next to it is the formation that has like freaking other prosauropods and coelovisoids and Dilophosaurids, and it's just like, wow, this is pretty freaking cool. It's got Isanosaurus in it, which is one I wanted to add. So that's just pretty awesome. Some of these dinosaurs, I wasn't intending for them to have overlap, and they do. I'm gonna sing in the middle of a storm. Okay. Oh yeah, totally. We're not gonna wait till all 130 are finished, to get the game out. Ecclesia is the game that has to be sort of kind of finished before anybody else plays it, because it's a story-based, narrative-driven game, and you don't want people to have to stop playing because there's a dungeon that's not complete or something. The Yijin and Kim. Let me remind myself what that is. Formation. The one with D long, isn't it? Probably, I think. Euelopus, Leoceratops, Leoningsaurus. I'm telling you, Leoningsaurus looks like a freaking turtle mixed with an armadillo. It's freaking adorable. Just from this art that I've seen. Oh, Psittacosaurus, yeah, all the birds, all the raptors, just Genulong, Delong. Here we go. Yeah, and Eutyrannus. Okay, so that's it. I don't know if the river connects. Let me find the map. I'm the map, 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 I'm the map. Let's see. Where's the map? Where's the map? There we go. Ooh. Yeah, they're pretty far from each other. So you got to cross through Europe and... You got North America, Europe, and then, you know, the Arctic, and then Asia. So I'm not sure if there can be anything connecting. Ooh, that wouldn't be a bad idea, since this is an artificial island. It's an island made by conspiring governments. Yeah, I mean, a giant river that just runs through the whole map. Well, not the whole map. It might not run through every part of every map, but it might run from one large area to another large area. It's not a bad idea. It would make sure you could always, if you were a Spinosaurus, get to your source of food if you needed to. I kind of like the idea of coastal Spinosaurs. Because I saw an old Louis V. Ray drawing with coastal Spinosaur. Alright, let's try and do something with this torso. You gotta see it's our destiny. You got a friend in me. Yes, you do. You got a friend in me. That's the truth. You got a friend in me. Yeah, I've been animating this whole time with normal maps on. And I'm still getting 24 frames per second, approximately. That's alright. That's alright with me. Alright, we're still getting that stupid sliding thing with the feet because I wasn't paying attention this whole time. Sitting there venting. Alright. I want to make the best dinosaur game that is possible for me to make. And I don't want somebody telling me you can't do this and you can't do that, or you're just trying to copy them or this or that. No. I've wanted to make this game for more than a decade. The top of the tree Cerrato is in is Genudectes, which is the, I think, late Cretaceous, might be mid Cretaceous version of a Ceratosaurus. It had the same type of teeth. It might have had a nose horn. Yeah, it basically in this game, Genudectes has been sized up quite a bit. Ceratosaurus is like 25 feet in this game, and Genudectes has been sized up. And if I had maybe just waited, I could have changed it for the new Ceratosaur that was just described, Saltrio Venator, which was like an 8-meter Ceratosaur. But I just scaled up Genudectes to 30-something feet. Which we don't know much about Genudectes anyway, so it's totally possible it is that large. But you know, I discovered a late Cretaceous or mid Cretaceous Ceratosaur, and I was like, let me get this in the game. Genudectes. Let's get a picture. Yes, you do. That's the truth. Genudectes. Alright, post it in the Discord. Halscaraptor. I gotta remember what that looks like. Duck raptor. As AI, it would be easy. But I don't know if you could survive playing as this thing. Or at least how well you'd survive playing as it. It's cool looking, but I don't know what it could fight. I mean, I guess if it was super fast, it could survive that way. But we already have a very bird-like starter. Ah, they ate fish. We already have a really bird-like starter in Alverosaurus. I don't think that would... Not now. I don't think that would work. Maybe when we add in Uinalegiids. But I don't know if this is an Uinalegiid. No, it's its own family of things. It doesn't seem to be Uinalegiids. It's more closely related to them, it seems, though. It's certainly much more bird-like than all the other raptor types. You know what? I think that works as a Cerrato animation. Might not even need to do the side-to-side on the head. I also like how there's that little, almost little pause when he steps. Cool. Oh, this is long. I'm going to take some time to read that. It looks like it does look in a way like a transitional form. But it's a transitional form between birds and reptiles, and birds and raptors, not reptiles. Raptors, or is a transitional form between raptors and other Maniraptoriformes like Therizinosaurids. Okay, I didn't know you hate Cerrato, but thank you. I do my best. Really like this, how his foot lifts up for him to walk. Okay, but I did forget something pretty obvious now to me. Gotta tuck in those toes. Yes, you do. Oops, not that much. And that's the truth. You got a friend in me. There we go. Splayed toes. Splayed toes, just like Jurassic Fight Club. I don't know if that was really that ridiculous, but just seeing the memes about splayed toes is just great. Yes, Alamosaurus is in the dino list. We have an old version now from Mesozoica, but we're not using it. And we got somebody who's really, really good at making titanosaurs, because he freaking knocked the Andysaurus out of the... Sorry, not he. I get confused when I see the crow. She. There's no, apparent way to see from the icon, who it was. So I kept calling him he until I realized it was she. But she made an Andysaurus, and she made the Andysaurus perfectly. First try. It would just look so well done. And Alamosaurus is here in the Titanosaurid list, alongside Ampelosaurus, Pelorosaurus, otherwise known as Astrodon, Argentinosaurus, Andysaurus, and Alamosaurus. Those are the Titanosaurids. The Titanosauriformes include Camarasaurus, Brachiosaurus, and I think Mamenchisaurus is a macronarian, so that makes it Titanosauriformes too. Thank you. Best dinosaur game ever. Not sure what to do next. It's almost 11 o'clock here, and I only ate half of my... Oh, almost ran over my Chinese food! Can't do that. I'd be crying if it spilled out on the floor. Ugh. Try this fan now. Rex bait? What's a Rex bait? Bite. The Anatosaurus has a lot of animations. I just haven't exported them for the engine except for the trailers, because it doesn't do much yet. I don't think there's any finalized hadrosaurs in the game now. Now that I've decided to make all of them over again. So that's just one of the cinematic shots that I was animating for. So put this on another layer. Alright, so we got animations for this. Anato, aka Rex Snacks. Yeah, it's got animations. Oops, its head is not animating properly because I had to turn it off to do the ontogenetic changes. It works really well. Feels like a 50-foot long hadrosaur. Since we don't have Shantungosaurus playable as its own separate character, it will be an alternate skin for Anatosaurus. It is tasty. English is a fifth language for me. Okay. Bug Boy win. And Urignathus is... I don't think we have any pterosaurs on the pipeline right now. And that might actually be a problem because some of these ecosystems can't be complete without pterosaurs. It's like having an ecosystem complete without birds. Since the Morrison formation is one of the two starter formation, I don't know how many formations we're going to have to start with, but Morrison formation is among the two that we said we were going to do. Hell Creek, Morrison, Kim Beds. I freaking forget what we're doing. I forgot almost all these freaking dinosaurs. We have Tyrannosaurus, that's Hell Creek. We have Epanterius, that's Morrison. We have Spinosaurus, that's Kim Kim and Baharia formations. We have Giganotosaurus, so that's Candeleros. We have Yijing, because of frickin' D-Long. That's the first 5. Oh, my brain is shot. It's 40 formations. I cannot think of it. So, we need a Urignathus before launch, which you guys don't know what that is, so we need a Urignathus sometime soon. Sometime-ish soon. You know, certainly within the next few months, so I can test Pterosaur stuff a few months before the game comes out. Since you guys don't know exactly when the game comes out. Bug Boy win. Bug Boy win. And then, of course, we're going to need Quetzalcoatlus, and we're going to need my freaking favorite, Tropiognathus. Or, in the layman's terms, the Walking with Dinosaurs Ornithochirus, which was actually Tropiognathus. Or Tropiognathus. We're going to need our 30-foot wingspan toothed pterosaur. It's not 40 feet like Walking with Dinosaurs portrayed it, but it's closer to 30. So, it's cool enough for me. The thing has got a 5-foot-long jaw. Yeah, sometime within this year. I don't think that's too crazy to say, is that I want this game out this year. What this year means is both a networking question for me, because I'm the only programmer, so that means I'm also the only network programmer, and I just tried network multiplayer, and let's just say I'm going to need more than a month on that one, because good grief, I'm going to have to replicate so many friggin' things. It hurt my brain to have to think about it. So, it's not going to be a walk in the park to get networking done, apparently. If I could hire someone for it, good grief, that would be so nice. I don't care if I had to pay them $1,000 a session. $1,000 per code. I would love to have someone to help me with that. Okay, back to Blender. Now that I've been away from it for a while, let me go back to the Sego animations and make sure. I feel like it is floaty. I don't know if that's okay for a trot. I guess what we could do is we could delay it. That looks better. Maybe. What's my favorite starter? It will probably be either Styracosaurus or Noasaurus. I don't think D-Long is going to be everybody's favorite, given how many big creatures. I mean, given how Tyrannus is ready to snack you up at any second. Styracosaurus. So it's a small Hererosaurid. It's Psittacosaurus. It'll be snacked up by Tyrannus too. So that's why I decided to add logs to the game. So you can hide somewhere where you won't take damage if something bites through the log. They'll have to destroy the log to hurt you. It's kind of like how in Primal Carnage you couldn't bite through walls as a T-Rex. You could actually bite through walls as a raptor. You can actually bite through walls as every dinosaur in that game except T-Rex, because they knew it was broken. So you won't be able to bite through logs with this. I don't know exactly how I'm going to get that to work. I guess it collides with the tree first and it says, no, no, no. But Styracosaurus is probably the best equipped fighter. It's the smallest bleeder in the game. It can run relatively fast. It's a Hererosaurid. It progresses either into Hererosaurus or to Fukui Raptor. from Fukui raptor, it can go to Allosaurus gematsoni, or Monolophosaurus, or no, that's not it. It goes to Fukui raptor, Herrerasaurus, or Gasosaurus, and then Gasosaurus can go to Monolophosaurus, and Fukui raptor goes to Concavenator and Allosaurus gematsoni. Herrerasaurus doesn't go past itself, so it's the end of that tree. I wish I could find a small Spinosaur, like 6 to 10 feet long, so I could make it a little bit smaller, and we could have a starter for the Spinosaur tree that was actually a Spinosaur. But instead, we have to use Machikosaurus as our starter for the Fisher tree. Fukui raptor was the smallest Allosaur I could find. Ostafricosaurus was the smallest Spinosaurid I could find. Dubraeosaurus was the smallest Megalosaurid I could find. So Megalosaurs and Spinosaurs have the same tree. But the smallest Megalosaur I could find was... No, the smallest Megalosaur I could find was not Dubraeosaurus, it was Magnosaurus, which is like 10 feet long. And that's nice and all, but it doesn't get us down to the 4 to 5 feet that we need for that Fisher class. Those Popeye-armed dinosaurs. Hypsilophodon is the starter for ornithopods. No, it's Psittacosaurus. I just felt like Yinlong was pushing it too small. Smallest starter is Microraptor, obviously, but Microraptor is really capable of surviving by being able to glide and climb trees very adeptly. So, Microraptor Microraptor probably would need a nerf, if anything. Like, it's not that fast a flyer or something. Glider. The starter, obviously, for Thyreophorans is Scutellosaurus. It's 4 feet long, looks like a little stegosaur on 2 legs with little armor platings, little armor scootings. And is that all? And then we have Thecodontosaurus, the starter for sauropods. It's about 7-8 feet long, so it's probably the longest starter, but because it's a sauropod and it's built, very long neck and tail, it's actually about the size of a D-long, or a little bit larger. So it can probably be easily beaten, but it's really fast, obviously, because it's one of the earlier prosauropods. And then as prosauropods, you freaking grow quick in the prosauropod tree until you get past Plateosaurus. And then once you try to get to Lidu Mahadi, it's a chore. And then trying to progress into actual true sauropods from Ankylosaurus to Isanosaurus, that one takes a lot of eating. But once you get past a certain size, you are really, really a tank. No, I don't even think Dimorphodon will be in this game. You have Neurognathus, you have Rhamphorhynchus. I don't even know if you'll be playing as the pterosaurs for a bit, because dinosaurs are the priority. You have Neurognathus, you have Rhamphorhynchus, and I guess from there it splits. I'm not really 100% certain. I haven't studied pterosaur phylogeny as much. Thank you for saying that. Patinosaurus is after Neurognathus, and from Patinosaurus you can go to Rhamphorhynchus, I guess, and from Rhamphorhynchus you can go to Pteranodon and then Quetzalcoatlus, or you can go to freaking Tropeognathus, and you'll be a happy boy if you're an Ornithochirus and you can just sit on your Brazilian rock going So Hatzegopteryx would at best be a different skin for Quetzalcoatlus, because we're doing the big Quetzalcoatlus boy, so like the 18-foot tall one. So it's just alternating skins. Is the animation still playing? I don't know. Thasilo. I can't. I don't know what that is. Can you post the whole name so I can look it up? Ooh, Basiladromius. Oh yeah, I guess we were gonna have Tupendactylus or Tapejara in it, but I don't know about this guy. He looks pretty similar to them.